Soil degradation is the decline in soil quality resulting from improper or poor management, usually as a result of agricultural, industrial, or urban activities. It is a serious environmental issue. Soils are a fundamental natural resource and are the basis for all terrestrial life. Currently, about 33% of the world's soil is moderately to highly degraded. This is the most destructive human activity on the planet, costing the U.S. about $37.6 billion in productivity losses each year. America is one of the largest agricultural producers in the world, and scientists estimate that we are losing soil at 10 times the rate we are generating it. Unmitigated, severe soil erosion can result in land becoming more susceptible to flood and drought and the loss of farmland. Pesticides and herbicides are used to fight off weeds and bugs, lessening the amount of labor necessary to run an organic farm. Because of evolution, weeds and bugs become immune to certain chemicals, leading to more being required to achieve similar results. Over the last 40 years, the use of chemicals in agriculture has risen exponentially. Farmers have been encouraged by market forces to rely on these unsustainable synthetic inputs, gaining short-term boosts in production at a major cost to soil longevity. When it comes to making money, farmers have it hard. Decisions about who produces our food, what food is produced, how it is produced, and who gets to eat that food has been moving from households and governments to corporation boardrooms. Consolidation in agriculture is the shift towards fewer and larger farms, usually as a result of large farms getting larger, causing smaller farms to go out of business. Between 1950 and 1997, the average U.S. farm more than doubled in size, while less than half remained. What drove the push to consolidate was new technology, including chemicals and larger tractors, allowing farmers to work larger areas of land with less labor. The shift to the practice of cultivating a single crop over a large area of land, known as monoculture, increased farmers' reliance on agrochemicals and large tractors. This is because when there is crop diversity, weeds and pests are suppressed naturally more easily. New government policies also encouraged farmers to scale up their operations. For example, in 1996, the United States introduced decoupled payments, meaning annual subsidies were no longer linked to crop production. This policy aimed at decreasing government involvement in farming decisions, gearing farmers towards more market-oriented behavior. This put a massive strain on small farmers, as they lost a key source of income. Larger farmers with more capital could survive without production-based subsidies. These issues have prompted some to assign blame. Members of Congress, presidential candidates, and state legislators have raised alarm about foreign investment in American farmland. Some argue that it destabilizes our food system, threatens national security, and others blame foreign powers, specifically China, for the growing influence of modern industrial agriculture in the United States. This raises an important question: how much U.S. farmland is actually under foreign control? Federal law requires foreign individuals or entities that buy or lease U.S. agricultural land to report the transaction to the USDA. However, some deals have gone unreported for years, in one case more than 20 years. Officially, just 3.6% of U.S. farmland is foreign-owned, but the real number may be higher due to delayed or hidden disclosures. A notable example of foreign influence is Syngenta, a global agrochemical and seed company with a strong presence in the U.S. that is now owned by ChemChina. It's not just about who owns the land, but how that land is being used. We cannot keep extracting from the earth without consequence. Eventually, we will have to give back. If we continue to rely on destructive agriculture systems, it is estimated that humans have just 60 years of farmable soil left on Earth. Although this number may seem daunting, it is not definite. There is still time to restore our agriculture system, and this problem is easier to mitigate than you might think. One way for individuals to do their part is through composting. Just a handful of healthy soil contains more microorganisms than there are people on the planet. Our existence depends on these creatures. Nearly 100% of food waste ends up in landfills, deactivating the ecosystem's natural nutrient cycle and emitting greenhouse gases. With composting, a person's trash becomes one of the most applicable resource solutions to soil longevity. Many towns around the US have started composting programs. Individuals as well as schools should take advantage of this. Making changes to farming practices are crucial to this issue. For example, tilling soil is a method used by farmers to prepare soil for planting, manage weeds, and incorporate organic material. However, this practice often negatively affects soil structure and microbial activity, making soil less available to absorb atmospheric carbon. No-till methods strive to minimize or eliminate soil disturbance. However, they require more labor to eradicate weeds and crop disease. Organic farming can be achieved when no-till efforts are coupled with the use of strategic crop rotation, crop residue management, and field mulching. Organic agriculture produces 35% less greenhouse gases and uses 45% less energy than conventional agriculture, building up soil biotica rather than depleting it. Enough healthy soil would absorb virtually all negative greenhouse gases on the planet, reducing the effects of global warming while increasing biodiversity and supporting our agriculture industry. On top of that, organic foods contain much more nutrition and antioxidants because of the health of the soil. Making an effort to buy from local farmers or organic vendors can make a big difference. Agriculture can either destroy our ecosystem and civilization or restore it. The actions taken within the coming decades will have decisive environmental outcomes. As one of the largest economies and food producers in the world, America has the responsibility to lead the world in the right direction when it comes to restoring our ecosystem.